vision. What is it's like the coins, like the money coin?
Yeah,
Oh,
I will put it in my pitch. Next week I will do a pitch and then you can see what it has.
Interesting.
Welcome to Universal Entrepreneurs Toastmasters. My name is Abhijeet Joshi. Before we proceed, everyone, please mute your mics. Let me introduce our vivacious president, Frederica. It's all you.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all my fellow Toastmasters. And if there are any guests in the house, welcome to another meeting. It's our 12th meeting, and we are on to another exciting start. No further ado, I will hand you on to a young Toastmaster, but very experienced Toastmaster, DTM Abhijeet Joshi.
Thank you so much, Frederica. Today we have a packed agenda. Before I introduce our theme, let me introduce our guests for today. Akhil, how did you hear about us? Can you please turn on your camera?
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Everyone. I'm Akhil. I'm Toastmaster. I'm a Toastmaster from Spurti Toastmasters. It's world first ever Telugu Toastmasters Club. I have been Toastmaster from 3 years. I'm much familiar with Raghu, so I came to know about this club from Raghu, and I've been attending these meetings many of times.
Perfect, perfect. Great to have you, Akhil. Thank you so much for joining us. Our next guest is Nadir Ali Khan. Nadir, how did you hear about us? Also, can you turn on your camera, Nadir?
Can you?
I can hear you.
Hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, I live in Karachi.
Okay.
I usually visit Toastmaster Karachi Club here.
Okay.
So I was basically involved in such type of WhatsApp group. So I found your details in the group so that I requested to join again to understand what's happening.
Perfect, perfect. Great to have you, Nadir. Thank you for joining us from Karachi. Ratan, how did you hear about us? Can you also turn on your camera, Ratan?
Hello.
Hello. Yes, Ratan, go ahead. How did you hear about us, Ratan? You're muted, sir. Ratan, I think you're muted.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, myself, Ratan. Yeah, I used to scroll Instagram daily. So there I got a post which explaining about Toastmaster. So where it is a good place to communicate all over the world. So from there I Googled it. So I searched for nearby Toastmasters. I mean, which is near to me, Hyderabad. So then I got some of the clubs which are near to my place. So then immediately I took a part in that.
Perfect. Great to have you, Ratan. Thank you for joining us. Hey, Kate, great to see you again. Welcome back.
Hello.
Thank you, Kate. Kate was a guest speaker who delivered a pitch last time. Our today's theme is goal setting. You know, when I came to know that our theme is goal setting, 3 instances in my life came to my mind. And those were the 3 times when I set the goals. The goals were lofty. But the one thing when I was setting those goals is it helped me to create a plan and envision my journey. I want to share this one instance with you. It was March of 2009. I just joined Master Swimming, which is a group of 30 people who have been training for over 10 years. When I told my coach that in June, I'm going to participate along with the top 4 in our group for a 4.4-mile swim in the ocean, he said, "Oh, you are not going to make it." And that statement helped me to plan each and everything. The one thing I was afraid of is cramping in the ocean. Because once you're swimming and you're cramping, you're kind of done because the boat will come and pick you up. So all this planning really helped me to make sure I can finish that race. And that day was one of the proud days in my life. So I want to encourage you to set the goals so that you can plan and envision that victory. Today we have a packed agenda. We have 2 amazing speakers and a pitch. Before we move on, let me introduce our role bearer. Our timer for today is Nagraj. Nagraj, can you introduce your role, please?
Yes, thank you, Abhi. Yeah, my name is Nagraj Bhatta, and I will be the timer for today. I wanted to let you know the importance of time. Time as a resource is sacred and scarce. So everybody in this whole world have 24 hours a day, which we have to manage properly to achieve something. And also, when you think about anything, time is such a critical aspect in our life. So sometimes we immerse ourselves completely in a situation where we lose track of time. So to help everybody, I'm here to time your speeches. Over to you, Abhi.
Thank you so much, Nagraj. One thing I want to tell you is one thing I'm learning is trying to avoid rambling. Because if I ramble, I lose the essence of time. I'm wasting people's time. So that is something I want to change. Let's move on to our prepared speeches. Our first evaluator, our first speaker is going to be Ravi. Her evaluator is going to be Frederica. Frederica, can you share the purpose of Ravi's speech, please?
This evening, Ravi will be speaking to us from Presentation Mastery. I think Presentation Mastery. The title of his speech will be The Reason We Do Things. He's speaking from a level 3, and this is his project 2. The objective of his speech is to practice writing and delivering a speech that inspires others. The purpose of the speech is for the member to inspire the audience. Toastmaster Ravi is expected to present a speech that inspires the audience. The speech content should be engaging and the speaker entertaining or moving. You have to be fully aware of your audience. All the best, Toastmaster Ravi. The reason we do things, Toastmaster Ravi. Toastmaster Ravi, the reason we do things.
Thank you so much, Frederica. Ravi has been a finalist in a humorous speech contest as well as the international speech contest. It's always a pleasure to listen him speak. Ravi Adusumali, the reason we do things, the reason we do things. Ravi Adusumali.
Today, I would like to talk about one childhood memory that stuck with me for my entire life. And most probably, I will be carrying that memory to my grave. I was 10 years of age. Me and my dad are on our way to watch a movie in the theaters. On our way to the theaters, we saw a crowd gathered around in front of a car in the middle of a street. We stopped to see what's happening. It looks as if somebody is floor dancing.
floor dancing is something like you sleep on the floor and you wiggle back. A closer observation revealed that his head is dripping in blood. It was an accident. I looked at my dad to see what we should do. My dad looked at the remaining 10 people and said, I'm sure somebody would have called. Recently, I saw a similar story in the media. This incident happened in India and in Andhra Pradesh. A 17-year-old kid murdered a 16-year-old girl in broad daylight on the street. There were 50 people walking behind, and the whole thing is captured on CCTV. Nobody spoke. Nobody called for help. Nobody uttered a word. Typically, there are three reactions for such things in the media. The first one will be attacking the attacker, attacking his family, attacking his education, and finally trying to get some stricter regulations and laws. The second approach would be attacking or blaming the audience. Blaming the audience and explaining how reckless, irresponsible, and coward they are in stopping or reporting the incident. And the third approach would be blaming the victim, blaming the girl for being a female, and blaming her for what she is wearing. All these three types of incidents and all these three types of analysis will gather crowd, but they wouldn't stop anything happening from the future. Today, I would like to share one technique that I came across that could help us in avoiding such things. First, these things are not isolated for India or any country. These things have happened in America, in New York. Those things have triggered a research in the area of group psychology. And the psychologists coined a term called social proof. Social proof states that in the event of uncertainty, we look at other people's behavior to guide us. The day of my incident, the day of the accident, I was looking at my dad's behavior to guide me. My dad looked at the behavior of the 10 people to guide him. Since nobody moved a muscle, nobody complained, nobody reported. Research data shows that if one person is witnessing the crime, there is a probability of 90% that the crime would be reported. But if there are two people witnessing the crime, the probability of reporting the crime drops to 16%, 1/6. The data sounds depressing and seems to be working against us. But the truth is, we can use the same data for us. It takes one person to kick in the social proof and the help will follow. It takes one person to start the event. The data also shows that if there are 5 people helping, there is a probability that 80% of the people around them will help, will report. That day, after the incident, I read in the newspaper that father of a 4-year-old kid died on the street in front of 10 people witnessing. The second tip that I want to talk about is when you are the first person starting the social proof, you can get help by providing individual responsibility. Imagine I'm helping. Then I would say, Abhijeet, come and help me. Sir, in the black shirt, call the cops. These things would make the social proof running and we can get help. I don't want to do the mistake that my dad did. And you don't want to do the mistakes I did. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Ravi. It's making me think. I was blown away with those statistics. The one statistic, the 16% if 2 people are watching the crime, I just can't fathom. I'm still thinking about it. Thank you so much for making us think. Everyone, please take a minute to give feedback to Ravi in private chat. Timer, please give me a minute. Your feedback helps the speakers to understand what they are doing well and what things they could do to make our speech more effective. So please give feedback. Thank you so much, Nagraj. Our next speaker is Raghunatha Raju. His evaluator is going to be Kate Plant. Kate, can you share the purpose of Raghu's speech?
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Abhijeet. The purpose of the speech of the project is for the member to practice writing and delivering a speech that inspires others. It is also for the member to inspire the audience. We're looking for, is speaker aware of the audience response, and can they adapt the speech as needed? It's a 5 to 7 minute speech and I'm looking forward to it. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Kate. I've rarely seen a fellow Toastmaster who works that hard. And I firmly believe one day I'll see Raghunatha Raju in the finals of the World Championship of Public Speaking. Raghunatha Raju, are you really free? Are you really free, Raghunatha Raju?
According to the magazine Business Insider, out of 195 countries today, 140 countries are free and independent. But I'm not here to give you statistics. Neither I'm going to inspire you, neither I'm going to lecture you. I'm here to put a question, rather implant a question in your mind. Do you really think we are free and independent? Well, let me put my argument with personal anecdotes or personal stories just from my life. Story number 1. I was about 8 years old, always fascinated by those stories of Christ, the gospel that was coming from my friends. I was so into that gospel and fascinated by the stories of Christ that one day I came home with a cross in my neck and a Bible in my hand. I was thrashed, lecture for a very long time. I didn't get to choose the religion of my choice. Do you really think we are free with such polarized views of other religion? Or when we force our children to practice our religion, choice of our religion, or in fact a religion itself, are we really free? Story number 2. I stuttered all my life till I joined Toastmasters. In year 2007, I joined an organization and was placed in a major project. Few weeks into the project, I noticed few of my fellow team members were given opportunity to visit our client in the United States. I was curious and went to my manager and questioned, why not me? He said, because you stutter. You stutter. As soon as I heard that, I felt disheartened, left alone. Just because I stutter, all my knowledge, all my talent, and all my hard work just gone down the drain. Are we really free when we put down somebody or discriminate somebody due to their disabilities, mental or physical? When we don't give equal opportunities just because we think they are unable to do? Are we really free? Story number 3. Last year, I listed a property for sale on a website. Somebody called me to inquire about everything. We talked in detail. And in the end, he asked me, what is your caste and what is your creed? I was perplexed. Puzzled, I asked him, how does it even matter? We're just dealing in property. He said it mattered to him. I hung up the phone, thinking his education was incomplete. Why do we care about somebody's background? Put them down because of their background. Even in Toastmasters, I saw few fellow Toastmasters put down somebody because of their background. When I visited a club in Czech Republic, one person rebuked me because I was an Indian, and he made sure I dropped from the meeting within 15 minutes. Even few of my friends, they don't join a club meeting in Pakistan because of those perceived notions that we have from our childhood. Are we really free with such perceived notions about somebody's background or a nation, with such regressive mindset towards others' background, religion, caste, and we don't care about anything else? Are we really free? Story number 4. I knew this young man from almost 4 years. Well, we used to talk everything under the sun when we used to connect at least once in a couple of months. One day, rather midnight, he insisted that we talk. Half an hour into the call, he said, Raghu, I'm a bisexual and I'm not able to discuss with anybody, even my parents, and I'm distressed. It took me for a while to calm my mind. But then I said, chill, my brother, it doesn't matter. It's just natural as anything else in the earth. Just gather the courage, come out, talk to your parents, just express whatever you feel. It's an irony that till date, he couldn't discuss with his parents or friends, anyone else. Are we really free with such narrow-mindedness and such homophobia where people are afraid to express their orientation to anybody else? Are we really free? If you ask me, in the words of Martin Luther King, I would say, I dream of a day when everybody gets free choice to choose the religion of their choice and not the religion of their parents. When everybody gets equal opportunities irrespective of their mental or physical disabilities. The day we stop judging people of their backgrounds. The day when everybody gets free and equal opportunity to come out and express their orientation, they aren't judged of their anything else. That day I feel we are really independent, and that day we are really free. Acceptance matters, my friends. Toastmaster of the day, what do you think? Are we really free and independent?
Thank you so much, Raghu. Are we really free and independent? Sometimes I feel that I'm not independent because my mind sometimes takes over. It's a good food for thought. Thank you so much for sharing that. Everyone, please take a minute to give feedback to Raghu. Your feedback is very much appreciated. Timer, please give me a minute.
Yeah, be 1 minute is done.
Thank you so much. We'll move on to our next section. This section is unique to our club. We are now going to have a pitch by Miriam. Miriam's pitch title is Impact Entrepreneurship. Impact Entrepreneurship. Miriam.
Apologies, Toastmaster of the day. Something just happened to my screen. Just a minute to sort it out. I want to be able to share my presentation.
No problem, Miriam.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. My name is Miriam Morenga, the co-founder of a company called 𝐔𝐬𝐬𝐷𝐿𝐷. Please note, this is a real pitch. The company was co-founded in 2019. I come from a family with a number of women who are gifted with their hands. Allow me to first tell you how we came up with the name of our company. 𝐔𝐬𝐬𝐷𝐿𝐷 is a company that specializes in handmade products. My name is Miriam and my sister's name is Gertrude. So we decided to put our names together and we called ourselves 𝐔𝐬𝐬𝐷𝐿𝐷 Handicrafts. So we focus on handmade fashion accessories. Why handmade fashion accessories, you may ask? Because we wanted to make use of the gifts that we have as a family. We wanted to monetize our passion and our gifts. And on top of that, according to research, the handcraft market is projected to reach more than 900 billion by 2023. So we thought, why not? We can have a portion from this market. And also, why do people buy handmade products? Because when you buy a handmade product, you are not just buying the product. People love to hear the story behind the product. That's why I started by telling you the story behind the name of our company. Number 3, it's a sustainable economic alternative. As more and more people are getting interested in handmade products and they are moving away from industrially made products, people want to know what product, who made this product. So more people are moving from industrially made products to handmade products. It ensures transfer of skills from generation to generation. As you can see on my screen, that little girl sitting on the corner, that's my niece. She's one of our youngest members. We are making sure that we are transferring the skill. She has a passion for that skill. And when we are way gone, she will continue with the company. Also, handmade products are an important element of the labor market because these products are made by hand. We cannot make 100 units by ourselves. We have to work with other people. That's why I called my title Impact Entrepreneurship. When I get an order for 100 units, I will have to hire other people to assist me to make these products. So number 1, I will impact my own family. Number 2, I will impact my community because I cannot do this business alone. Who are we targeting with our products? We've got a number of buyer personas, but today I just want to share with you 2 specific buyer personas. We are targeting that young woman who is ambitious, who is energetic, who is career driven, who wants to be unique, to stand out, because our products will make one stand out. They will make you look unique. We are targeting that young woman who spends most of your time on TikTok, on WhatsApp, on Instagram. That's our persona, buyer persona number 2. Our second buyer persona is the mature executive who has reached the epitome of their career, who are interested in traveling, in coaching, in mentoring, and who spend most of their time on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and they are interested in uplifting other people. We started our company in 2019, and this is how we have performed to date. Because these are handmade products, we've been able to produce at least 30 units per month, and we sell at an average price of $30 per unit. And our minimum profit margin is 40%. So I believe this is a profitable business. What are our products? We specialize in handmade laptop bags. These are unique handmade bags. What makes handmade products unique? Because no 2 handmade products are ever the same, because they are made with a different emotion. Different love is embedded into the product. No matter the design is the same, but they are never the same because the emotion around that product is totally different. So we make the unique laptop bags for that unique woman who wants to stand out in the office. We also make the unique handmade fashion bags for that lady, that young lady, and that mature executive who always want to stand out and be unique in their everyday business. We also produce handmade winter wear for the unique lady again, and the summer wear for our unique ladies who are always wanting to be exotic, because handmade brings that uniqueness to our individuals. So these are I just highlighted some of the products that we make using our own hands. So there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of love that goes into the production of these products. That is why they are unique. And that is why I believe there is a market for these products. My submission for today is we have been selling our products through different channels, through crafts, through stores, but we live in a digital world whereby we want to reach out to everyone globally. So we want to digitally transform our company so that we can reach every part of the globe. So for us to be digitally transformed, we need 2,300 US dollars. The 2,300 US dollars will go towards the building of a website so that we can sell to anyone, anywhere on the globe. So we want to be able to have an e-commerce website. We want to be able to work on our social media to boost our social media posts so that we can reach everyone. We want to be able to do our Google ads and also to employ somebody to manage our social media and everything to do with our digital marketing strategy. So in return for your investment, you get 5% equity in our business and you enjoy the benefits of a handicraft business. So for more on our products, you can visit our Facebook page, which is Trudy Mara, and our Instagram page, which is Trudy Mara. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Who is impressed? I really enjoyed the products you showed, Miriam. Wow. I'm excited. I hope you also are excited and ready to invest in Miriam's company. Everyone, please take a minute to give feedback to Miriam. Timer, please give me a minute. Thank you, Nagraj. We are now moving on to the most exciting part of our meeting. Everyone, please turn on your cameras. Let me introduce our table topics master, Kalpana. It's all you.
Am I audible? Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guest. I am Toastmaster Kalpana, and I am your table topic master for today. This is an impromptu speech session of Toastmasters meeting. It is an interesting session which will give you a chance to talk and sharpen your listening thinking skills. But before we go ahead into the segment, I still see one of you guest Nadir. Can you please on your camera? We have a small exercise to do before we take up the table topics. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you for that. So we'll have to do a small exercise for maybe 20 seconds. Whatever I say, you have to repeat that double time. Okay. I said okay, nobody said okay. Can you please please unmute yourself? Hi.
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 Ha.
Ha.
Ha ha. Wow, I'm so happy now. So this ensures that you all are awake and you're going to nominate for the table topics. So who is going first? Because all of us are Toastmasters, I'll pick up Nadir Ali because he is the guest for today. So before we go ahead, let me tell you one more time, you have to speak at least for 1 minute. A green card will be raised by our dear timer and you have to speak at least for 2 minutes. A grace period of 30 seconds would be given for every speech. So with that, let's start. I hope I don't have to repeat the exercise. All of you are awake, right? Give me a thumbs. Thank you. Nadir.
Yes.
Okay. Your topic is your online purchase turned to be opposite of your choice. Your online purchase turned to be opposite of your choice. Guest Nadir.
Basically, if you usually if we talk, I talk about in the Pakistan scenario because I live in Pakistan. So here is people usually don't like the online purchase, specifically the shoes and the clothes due to sizes issues and some other issues because it's beyond your expectation when you receive the parcel from the online company. So, but yes, it is if we talk about the international standards or international markets, so now it is become more you can say the popular, and the people usually buy a lot of products from Alibaba and Amazon. So this is basically my first time, so I could not understanding.
No problem. Good job, Nadir. You did well, and you could speak till the minimum time. Congratulations for that. I never felt it was first time. Thank you for that.
Thank
so
you.
Next. Any nominations, or should I pick up? Okay. Okay. I hope I'm giving the name correctly. Domeni, please correct me if it is wrong. Can you please unmute?
Domain. It's Domain, okay. And I was just about to raise my hand. Thank you for calling on me.
Thank you. Okay. So all set?
All set.
You wanted to become a doctor, but you became. You wanted to become a doctor, but you became. Toastmaster Domain.
Thank you very much, Madam Table Topics Master. I think every child has a dream to become something extraordinary, something exceptional, right? Some of us wanted to become great scientists, emulating Einstein and Stephen Hawking. Others wanted to reach the stars, astronauts. We wanted to become moonwalkers, like Michael Jackson, perhaps. I wanted to become a doctor as a child. You know, my mother always saw the great dream for me. She wanted the best for me. She still does. She still does. I wanted to become a doctor to make her happy. But instead, I became an artist. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. I am a man of culture, of art, and my art form is that of film. Maybe I don't go into the body, root around the anatomy, moving the heart there and spreading the ribs over there. But what I do is to understand narrative, to share stories that touch people's hearts. Perhaps in that way, I really am going into the anatomy. I like to see people smile when they discover the moral of the story. I like to see how people react when they find out that Darth Vader is Luke's father. I like to see that shock. Spoiler alert, in case you didn't know. I'm sorry, Ravi. I like to see the way people react when the art form touches their soul. Now, art is not an objective art form, unlike medicine, where it's an exact science. It is, in the case of film, subjective. Personally, I'm not a fan of romance, but I do know that our Table Topics master perhaps loves the occasional romantic flick. I wanted to become a doctor at my mother's behest, but instead I delved into my own soul and discovered my true path. I love movies. I will always love movies, and I will always try to share that with those around me. That's how I perform my kind of surgery. Back to you, Madam Table Topics Master.
Wow, wonderful. Even I wanted to become a doctor. I became an IT engineer, but eventually after I gave birth to my first son, I became a personal doctor for him. So next we have Toastmaster Ramesh. Ramesh.
Yes.
Okay, all ready?
Yeah.
Okay, Toastmaster Ramesh. My childhood myth, Toastmaster Ramesh.
Great. Thank you so much, Toastmaster, Table Topic Master. My childhood myth was to earn a lot of money. But the concept of money that I had at that time was the richest man on the earth was a bus conductor. Because we used to go in the buses and the bus conductor was the one with a lot of money in his bag. And we would buy a ticket or something, and he'll be really making a lot of noise with that money, with a lot of coins. And he'll probably give us back like 3 coins back when we pay for the ticket. So I thought the bus conductor was the richest man in the world. So anytime anybody asked me, what would you like to become? I said, bus conductor. I want to be rich like bus conductor. And later I came to know that was not really the, real truth. It is far from truth. And it was truly a myth that I was busted, and I was so disappointed. I was so unhappy. And I ended up becoming what I wanted to become. Thank you. Back to you.
Wow, wonderful, Ramesh. And for people who don't know, let me tell you, bus conductor is the one who sells tickets inside the bus in India when we travel from one place to another place. So this reminds me of my childhood myth, where I used to think that only the teller of the bank will have all the money, and one day I wanted to become like that. And irony is, I am an IT engineer in a bank. Next, Toastmaster Kate.
Hello.
Hi. Okay. Toastmaster Kate. My recent goal achieved is. My recent goal achieved is Toastmaster Kate.
Thank you, Table Topics Master Kalpana. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I have a Kalpana in our Toastmasters meeting, so it's that's where it's coming from. Can you repeat the question one more time for me, please?
Yes. My recent goal achieved is. My recent goal achieved is. Something that you achieved recently.
My recent goal that I have achieved is to be with my family, is to take time for myself to know who I am. Why is this so important to me? Because for 5 years, I have been working my guts out at a not-for-profit organisation. And I needed to step back. I needed to give myself time. I needed to stop and breathe and rest and feel and find my values and understand who I was once more. To be true to myself, to understand where I wanted to go, to see what my future should be, to understand where I wanted to reach for the stars again, because I'd lost that. And I wanted to bring myself back to that. And with me quitting this job a month ago, I am able to breathe again. I am able to see the stars again. And I am looking for my North Star, my path forward. I don't know whether anybody else has had that opportunity. But if you haven't, take it. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Wow, wonderful. And I hope you still continue to see your goals meeting like that. This reminds me again of when I quit my job in US and came back to India just because I wanted to stay with my family. Next, Toastmaster Venkat. Hi.
Hi, Kalpana.
Yeah. Toastmaster Venkat. I joined Toastmasters with a goal to. I joined Toastmasters with a goal to Toastmaster Venkat.
I joined Toastmasters, just like everyone else, to improve the public speaking skills. I actually was spending a lot of money on this before this. I actually went to many one-day seminars. I was looking for a quick fix. Okay, as if you turn on the switch light and then you get better at it. But then I realized that that's all a myth. You actually have to put in hours to practice hard and do it. And the other issue I had was always finding the audience that I need. I wanted to join some clubs or join some places where I get good feedback. And Toastmasters provided that to me. And in fact, now I'm actually part of 3 clubs where I take this very seriously. And I actually listened to Ravi's speech one day where he told me that he actually mentioned that it's like going to a gym. And you never want to not do it, right? You actually want to keep going to a gym to keep your personal fitness. And public speaking is same. You need to keep going to a Toastmasters club and give more speeches to actually become better at it. So that's actually a wonderful point that Ravi made, and I'm actually grateful for that. And I'm willing to continue to come to a lot of Toastmasters clubs to improve my public speaking capabilities. That's all from me.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venkat. Can anyone guess why I joined Toastmasters? One guess, except Raghu.
To take a break from your kids?
No, my husband was VP membership, so I have to fill his goal.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Next, I request today's timer, Toastmaster Nagaraju, please take up the upcoming topic, and thank you, Abhijeet, for volunteering to be a timer. Toastmaster Nagaraju.
Sure.
I'm going to give you a situation and you have to talk. Okay?
Sure.
And the situation is, you just crossed red signal, and when police asked, you said, After red card, we have 30 seconds grace period, right? I repeat, you just crossed a traffic signal at red light. And when police asked, why did you cross? You said, we have 30 seconds after red card, right? Please explain.
Ladies and gentlemen, life is all about second chances. I know every day I give a second chance to my kid for benefit of the doubt. I give so many chances. I explain with patience. So why is it the red light has to be only one chance? Please, police officer, we broke the law, but still we are humans and we are evolving. We are learning every day. I am part of a great Toastmaster club where I'm learning every day, making mistakes for us to survive, to live a better day tomorrow. So as you have also been in your career, made so many mistakes, and equally me, why don't you spare me this time with this ticket, which I'm not sure I'll be able to afford because I'm still a student at heart, learning every day. Back to you, Kalpana.
Thank you. I hope he will not put any challan because of your explanation. Only a solution will be to ask him to join Toastmasters staff. So Abhijeet, I just want to take one more, and Giri nominated for this. Giri.
Hello.
So I'm going to give you a different one. I'll give you a statement. When I say flip, you have to turn from talking positive to negative towards it. Okay.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Giri. I like my best friend because. I like my best friend because Toastmaster Giri.
I like my best friend because he just listens to whatever I say. Ask him to get me breakfast, he gets me breakfast. Ask him to drive me somewhere, he drives me, and he does everything. And I'm so lucky to have a friend like this. I wonder how many of you have friends like this. This has been my childhood friend. In fact, he does all my homework too.
Flip.
I hate my best friend because he does not do anything else at all. He's such a lazy one. He leeches on me for everything. I got to help him out. I got to help him in his homework. I got to carry his school bag when we go to school because he's my neighbor. I've been always complaining to his parents, but nobody takes care. I'm in such a pathetic state. So I joined Toastmasters to run away from him. And I love Toastmasters Club because I get the opportunity to speak whatever I want, wherever I want, and I have fun. I hate Toastmasters because it's so boring. I love to talk about festivals and religions and politics, and you cannot do that in Toastmasters Club. Toastmasters Club is wonderful because I can really speak out my voice, raise my voice, and all my friends are clapping to whatever I'm speaking. That's what I love in the Toastmasters Club. I'm trying to breathe hard, and Toastmasters Club never lets me breathe. They want me to speak an exciting, humorous speech, and I'm such a boring guy. I hate to speak. I'm scared. I'm shivering in my heart, and I'm forced to do this speech.
Thank you, Giri. I thank God you didn't bring Toastmaster, table topic master into your speech, or else I would have to stop it there. And that's all for today. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this segment, and thanks for this opportunity. Over to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Abhijeet.
Thank you so much, Kalpana. Thank you for that wonderful table topics. You know, I'm going to use that flip thing in my other clubs. I'm going to come up with good topics. Thank you. Thank you for sharing those amazing topics with us. Let's move on to the evaluation part. Let me call upon our second evaluator, Kate Plant, to evaluate Raghu's speech. Kate.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abu. And thank you, Toastmaster Raghu, our speaker of the morning, one of our speakers of the morning, excuse me. Raghu, are we really free? Your speech was amazing. I was drawn in every time that you said those lines. Are we really free? I might get lost in some of the specifics of what you were saying, but you would always come back to that. And so I would go, oh yes, are we really free? That is a question I need to keep asking myself. I could see you, that there was such a great structure to your conversation, to your speech. You had stories lined up, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you finished the conversation. Because this is not just a presentation now, this is a conversation that you're having with me, with the audience. You finish the conversation by saying and referencing Martin Luther King. There were 2 things that I would suggest to assist you with your next presentation. The first one being, could you, that first statement that you make to the audience, could you start with that statement? Do you really think you're free? Because initially, I wasn't drawn to your conversation. But once you said, do you think we're really free? That's when I was drawn. So that would be one thing. The second thing is, with the Martin Luther King statement, I thought it was a really powerful turnaround and powerful way to bring us back to all those stories that you had just spoken about. But could you have slowed down just a little bit to make it more like the Martin Luther speech, in tone at least? Okay. And because I think that would really help drive your point even further. Bring the audience back to you and this conversation you're having with them. I would also like to say from some other positives that I loved how you visually came forward in your screen when you said, I stutter. I stutter. I stutter. And you brought it forward every time that you said those words. On a side note, the fact that your manager had the boldness to tell you what you needed to improve, I think is amazing, because I've had managers that don't. So take that as a positive. Anyway, back to things that you could improve, or things that I would like to see you improve on. I don't have anything else at the moment. I just want to listen to your next presentation, your next conversation, because you have a very powerful voice and I want to keep hearing it. Back to you, Toastmaster Abu.
Thank you so much, Kate. Thank you for helping us. Thank you for helping Raghu to take his speech to the next level. Let me call upon our first evaluator, Frederica, to evaluate Ravi's speech. Frederica?
Toastmaster Ravi, thanks for inspiring me. You said it was a social speech, and I saw you deliver that with great confidence. You're empathetic. I love that topic, the reasons we do things. In your speech delivery, I saw a well-structured speech, a great opening. You started off with your memory at 10, and then you went on and you made it relevant to this time. We see that every day. I learned a lot from that. I did not know what was social proof. You now showed me what was social proof. And sometimes the three reactions we come out with. And I might be guilty of that. Attack the attacker. Blame. You talk about blaming the audience, blaming the victor. But again, this is how we react. Now I know what is social proof. I will activate social proof and seek help. I love the topic. As I said, it was relevant. Your gestures and your movements, you use your speech. When you spoke about 1, 2, and 3. What I loved was your vocal variety. When you spoke about accidents, you went low. This really moved me. And the objective of this speech was to inspire your audience. And you did that. You made that. That was very easy for you to do. What I liked again, when you ended your speech, you brought it back to where you started, how you and your father reacted to what you saw. And you would not make that mistake again. What I think that would enhance your speech is that you should engage your audience a little more. Put us on the spot. Ask us, if we were faced with a situation like that, how would you react? Would you attack the attacker, or would you activate the social proof and be the one starting the helpline? All in all, Toastmaster Ravi, I love the comfort level you delivered with. I love your confidence here. You had a topic that was relevant. We could all relate to it. It happens every day in my community, in yours, in Abhijeet. Your gestures and movements were great. Great ending. How you would not do that again, but rather you would activate the social proof. And I know you can move that speech to a better speech with just engaging your audience. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Frederica. Thank you for your valuable feedback. Let me call upon our pitch evaluators. Our first pitch evaluator is Ramesh. Ramesh, it's all you, sir.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and especially Miriam. What a fantastic pitch that was. I really loved your speech. You started with a great background of your company, how you named it. You know, it was very, very good, impactful, because it is about you and your sister. Then you went into why handmade, use some industry data. That is very important to make good impact. I really liked that part. And what I liked are the pictures that you had of the products, and particularly your niece on the picture. That really, I felt like was very, very well done. Your buyer persona were great. It was very specific to the point, in fact, very detailed. And performance so far had some good data that you quoted. That was very good. Here are some improvement ideas that you could make your pitch better with. First of all, when you had the picture of niece, that was a great opportunity to add some kind of emotional impact story. You know, my niece, you know, who she was when she was growing up, I always wanted to see her, you know, whatever, you know, so paint some picture of an emotion, because that was a great touch point you had. Secondly, I would say add your own background data. What is your education? What is your work experience? What makes you the really most relevant to succeed in this business? I didn't see that. Thirdly, bring some more emotional impact of what this investment will bring. Investment is just, it's not just about numbers. When you do this, this is what you said, what you will be able to do, but what is the impact that will make? I'll be able to reach so many other mothers and fathers, and or we'll be able to feed more family members or whatever. Make some emotional impact of the investment. Also add something about how much staff you have and what kind of skill set they have, so that we can really relate to the investment that you're asking for. whether how much really you need more, or why is there, maybe you have none who is with the experience of marketing, and that's why you need some or whatever. And lastly, I would have liked to see something regarding competition. Who are you competing with? And is there any other success stories or fail story, or someone who you're. And minor point is about the delivery itself. I think if you stand and deliver like Abhijeet is doing such a great job, that will really make more impact. And also having a better eye contact with the audience, looking at the audience will really help a lot, because it looked like you're reading the PowerPoint more than having the eye contact. But overall, it's a great pitch. I loved it. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Ramesh. This is very helpful. Let me call upon our next pitch evaluator, Venkat.
Thank you, Abhi. Excellent pitch, Mariam. I think I echo a lot of things that Ramesh said. I think you had a great story. I think most of the companies actually need that. Like if you look at Facebook, Google, it's all about story. It's not so much about anything else. You need to say how I connect the world, or how do we make the world a better living place. That's what sells in the world, and everything else comes after that. So you had a great story there, that handmaids, why they actually make it better. You mentioned about passing the skills to generation from generation, and also making impact to the community. Again, that's a great point that everybody's looking for. So those, I think, and the buyer persona is also very well articulated. You mentioned two of them. You rushed a little bit there. Maybe you should have taken a little bit more time to kind of frame that a little better, but overall it came out well. And I think on the finances side, you mentioned about 40% profit margin. Again, all these companies, they have a great story, but they also back it up with a good finance data. Here, I think you probably can do a little better, because one thing I didn't get is, like, you got 40% profit margin, but what are the costs involved in this? How much is your payrolls? Whether you actually will make money or you still will lose money on this. I didn't get that. Okay, that's one point. And the other thing is, when you ask for $2,300, you put monthly costs in there, Google and something else, but you only asking for the first month of that. How are you going to actually bridge for the next other months? Why you only need for the first month, and how do you survive after that? And the other point is, how much you mentioned that you will get about 5% in return, but I think you should make that a point in your presentation, because that you have to. I was waiting for it. Okay, what am I going to get? Again, everything is good when the story, but it still comes to bottom line. Everybody, investor, looks for what he's going to get, at least on the financials. So it would be good to make that point on your slides. Overall, excellent pitch. I think it's like hearing a pitch from a seasoned entrepreneur. You did very well. You started off with the great points, just few minor, I think, improvements. You will take it to the next level. Wonderful pitch again. Thanks.
Thank you, Venkat. Thank you for that helpful feedback. Let me call upon Domain, our third pitch evaluator. Domain, it's all you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster of the day, Abhijeet. Toastmaster Miriam Morenga, Impact Entrepreneurship. That's Trudy Mara Handcrafts. First off, I love the name. Trudy Mara, a combination of both yours and your sister's name. And that, again, back to what was said earlier, is the story behind this business. And again, story reaches out to people's hearts, and it causes us to want to be a part of it as well. So I really, really like that. Another thing I really enjoyed about your pitch today was that there was an obvious structure. You knew exactly what you wanted to talk about. You came in, you told us what the business was about, how it came about. You talked about why you're going into the business, the demographics, the personas that you're targeting. You listed exactly what it is that you were asking of us as the investors. I really, really like that. A few recommendations I would make in terms of making this pitch stronger. Now you're appealing to our hearts because you're telling us the backstory, and this comes back to delivery. I want a little bit more vocal variety, Toastmaster Miriam. I want to hear the feel. I want to hear the passion. I want to hear the heart and the drive why you're in this business, because this is very personal to you, as you would have mentioned. You also you showed the picture of your niece, I believe. Tell me if I'm getting that right. And again, that, as Toastmaster Ramesho says, is an excellent opportunity for you to appeal to us, giving us a bit more backstory. And that's exactly where the vocal variety comes from, because it's not just about the words, it's about the way the words make us feel, right? So that would have definitely assisted as well. One other recommendation, as you listed the amount that you wanted. You gave us a proper breakdown, which I really, really liked. But I wanted to know exactly what the end game was. We're moving into the digital market, but what exactly is the business moving towards? Is there a specific end game? I believe there was a presenter who came on a few weeks ago that said that you must have an exit strategy at some point. So you definitely want to have an end game listed as well. I like that you listed what the potential investors would get out of this, the 5%. But again, make that a strong point. At the bottom line of the whole day is for us to know what we're getting out of it based on what we're putting in. So definitely make that as strong a point as possible, not just a footnote on your presentation. I do love your presentation overall. I thought you gave us a lot of detail. As Toastmaster Venkat said, there were some areas that could use a bit more, but I still felt that your presentation was a strong one. I certainly am going to take more than a few tidbits out of it for myself. So thank you for presenting, and good luck in all your ventures.
Thank you, Chairman. Let me call upon our fourth pitch evaluator, Giri. It's all you, sir. You're muted, sir, muted.
Can you hear me loud and clear? Miriam, in addition to what everybody said, it's a wonderful, touchy presentation. You covered everything a venture capitalist would try to find in your speech. You added that personal touch, like Domain and Ramesh were mentioning. You actually had such detailed information of the market cap, 984 billion. You had information about your performance. You gave information about your Instagram account, and you said when the company started. Overall, a very good thing. But from a critical aspect, with my experience as a venture capitalist and addressing companies, I would like to give you feedback which could make this speech give that oomph and power so that a VC can just immediately invest money in you. I would start like this. I'm here to look for $2,300 for investing in my company, which has a slice in a $984 billion market where we manufacture goods by hand. Try to get where I'm saying. I'm trying to summarize your speech into one punchline. As a VC, I'm looking at how much do you want? How much do I get? And what is the product? And what's the goal plan? So the goal plan was missing because you just showed 2,300 for a short amount of time. Don't take this as the negative feedback. Adding to all this thing, if you had started with my sentence and then built upon your generational experience and how you're impacting the community, I would invest $4,600 in your investment. Whenever we're signing the deal, don't tell anyone, okay? I want all the deal. Thank you.
Miriam, I will make sure you get the check from Giri. Miriam, I'm going to call upon you to talk about for 1 to 2 minutes. How did you feel hearing this pitches, evaluations from 4 people?
I'm actually, you can see I can't stop smiling. I'm really grateful for the feedback. I have watched some shows on TV where people present their pitches and they get feedback. So there's the feeling that I was getting, and I was really taking down the notes because I want to get better. This is something that I'm very, very passionate about, and it's close to my heart, and I'm serious about it. So I'm going to add everything that the people said so that my pitch gets better. And Domain spoke about the emotion. I'm not very good at expressing my emotions. So it's actually something that I need to work on. So I totally agree on all the feedback, but I'm so, so grateful. And I believe I can only get better with my business and with my pitching.
Thank you, Miriam. Hope to have your pitch again in 3 to 4 weeks, the next version of it. Thank you, Miriam.
Sure.
Let me call upon our timer to deliver the timer support. Nagraj?
Yes, thanks, Abhi. I will not go through the excruciating details of all the minutes and seconds. That's why I'm posting it here in the chat for everybody to take a look. To spare some time, to manage our time properly, I have a tidbit for you for today. So if you think about time, a unit of time, a second, some seconds are very valuable in our life when we are fighting for that last second when you're giving a quiz or exam, and some seconds we are wasting without thinking about it. I want you to be mindful of the time, second, 100 years ago, and now, and 100 years from now, that unit of time is always constant. So be mindful. One tidbit I have been practicing, which might help everybody, is to have 30-minute slots or 1 hour slots in your watch or your phone, time it to see what you accomplished in that 30 minutes or 1 hour. That increases your efficiency. That's over to you, Abhi.
Thank you so much, Nagraj.
Oh,
Thank
great
you for
advice,
sharing that
Nagraj.
wisdom. Thank you so much for a wonderful meeting. I really enjoyed each and every pitches, each and every speech, each and every evaluation. Thank you for adding value to us. Next week, we have a long presentation from Ramesh. And in 2 weeks, we have a special guest, Solorzar Della Porta, coming and giving a keynote speech. So stay tuned. See you next week, 6:45 a.m. I will now, I'll give it back to Madam President. It's all you.
Thank you for another great meeting. I really enjoyed our meeting here on goal visualization. Table topics were engaging, the speeches, the speech evaluations. Yes, my pitch lady did a good job. I'm yet to follow, so I'm learning from all the evaluations, and we all should learn from the evaluations given and strengthen our pitches when we're ready to deliver. Thanks again for a great meeting. I know we had some guests, but I don't see anybody again. All our guests are gone. So if anybody has any feedback from this meeting, please let us know.
Yeah, I was wondering about how we can make this having the Zoom link seamless. Sometimes I'm searching in email, sometimes I'm searching in WhatsApp. So somehow to have one place.
It is the same link.
All places, 2-3 places.
Oh, okay.
I'm very bad in WhatsApp.
What we will do is we will ensure to send you through email